Well, this is something really cool. A new exhibit at the Weather Museum allows you to experience what it's like to be in a hurricane, without the danger, of course. It's called a hurricane simulator. While it's a fun exhibit, it's meant to send an important message. Well, joining us this morning is meteorologist Jason Luzzi from the Weather Museum. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And we talked about that being fun, but it's also an educational tool.
Yeah, sure, because it's really important for people to take advantage of the time they have now before we have some hurricane activity happening to get prepared for hurricane season. Hurricane season's just fired up, and you need to go ahead and take the time you have right now to make a plan for your family, for what you want to do, have the supplies you need so you're not running around at the last minute.
And just so we know, the simulator is not for people to get in here and then think they can run out in a hurricane and experience the actual hurricane winds, right?
Right. No, this is the fun, safe way to enjoy that experience without actually going out and having to go through the danger of it.
Right. So talk about the simulator a little bit. What will you experience? And the wind gusts 78 miles per hour, right?
Right, and fortunately the way the simulator is set up is that it's not blowing from side to side, so you won't have trouble standing. It blows the wind straight down at you, but you still get the 78 miles an hour. It fires up, has sirens, and the whole nine yards, so it's a really fun experience. And it's one of those fun things, too, where people, if you have your friends or your family with you, and they're trying to talk with you while it's going on, it's way too loud for that.
Well, and talk about how that's we've done, some storm chasing, if you will, or we've experienced hurricanes, reporting on it and that sort of thing, safely, of course. But talk about the difference between the simulator and the hurricane. You mentioned one way, the winds are not sideways, no rain, no hail, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is that in the simulator with that safe environment, you're just getting the wind. What happens in a hurricane is that wind is picking up and throwing other things, and that's a lot of the risk there as well. And so you don't want to go out into a hurricane and get hit in the head with a branch or something like that. This is a fun, great way to kind of experience something that when a hurricane does come into the Houston's area, you might say, I'd really like to go out there and do that. That's not a good idea. But now you can actually have that experience.
Right, to say that's not a good idea to go out. Okay, well, thank you so much, Jason, for joining us. To learn more, just go to our website at abc13.com/info.